Fall asleep at the wheel. Next time I drive, I'll crash my fucking car into your house and die. It's quiet out tonight, but there's a lot to see. You can see the neighbors watching porn on their TV. I don't know a lot, but one thing I do is every self-respecting lover needs to see things through. I had a dream last night that you kissed someone I hate. I stabbed his fucking neck and put a bullet into my brain. Couldn't guess what's in store. All I know is everything's more complicated than before. Think I'm doing my best, but my stomach's a wreck. Maybe take a couple months and just self-reflect. I hope that you don't mind. Don't wanna bring you down. I hate my stupid voice. I hate the fucking way that it sounds. Help me understand. Was it something I said? I'm sure the shitty wine we drank all night just go into your head. Give it to me straight. Am I all that you dreamed? Or just another disappointing facet of reality? Had a dream last night that I was someone you hate. I spilled my guts into this song until I wasn't in vain. What's in store? All I know is everything's more complicated than before. Think I'm doing my best, but my stomach's a wreck. Maybe take a couple months and just self-reflect. I hope that you don't mind. Don't wanna bring you down. I hate my stupid voice. I hate the fucking way that it sounds.
The garden. The struggling garden.
The garden.
Get the onions from the garden.
Garden of Heathens. It was right next to the Brook of Normand. You really gonna hit this, Diablo?
Yes, sir. Dad's cabin down by the sea.
Yeah.
Greener pastures, that's where we'll be. In our own cabin, down by the sea.
Smoking trees.
Greener pastures, that's
Smoking more trees. The Orlando Magic.
You got some updates?
Got a big trade to talk about.
Grande.
Well, hello there. Hello there, ladies and gents. Welcome to another episode of the Just the Mic podcast. Episode 221 on this fine June 17th.
221.
How's it going, T?
Having some fun.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Glad to be here.
Hey, good call reaching out to Colleen last week, by the way.
Yeah,
In a text there, because
cool.
she works a lot now. You know, just all of our schedules are in such a different vibe right now. We're not connected much right now.
I sent you Odie's, the photo of Otis, Ryan's son.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah.
Growing up, man.
He is.
Congrats, Ryan, man. I bet that's got a long journey ahead of you there, buddy.
Colton's
Enjoy
little
it.
girl, Sage, Colton and Kristen. She's growing up.
Heck yeah.
Be a year old in July.
Man, let's get all the kids out. Allie, she's going to be 8 or 17 next month. Silas just turned 13. What do you got?
Shay's brother, Amerigo, who
Uh-huh.
you know, they had a little girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man.
So
Our friends Eddie and Hattie, they got little Stevie. So I think she's getting to about 5-6 months or so now. Starting to recognize me and stuff. It's kind of cool.
neat.
Yeah.
Little human.
Yeah. I know, right? It's the first new human that we've had in the mix since Nixon has been around. So Nixon's like 6 or 7 now. 7, 8, something like that.
Next generation.
It is. But it's good to see you, man. I know we've been busy. Lots been going on. I took a little trip.
Yeah.
I'd say let's start off with this local stuff, man. Like no rain. Like we are battling rain. It's all the clouds are there. When I left for Georgia, it rained. When I came back, everything looked really nice. You know, there was a couple of days where it missed us, but then we got it. So everything kind of was looking okay, but it's just been passing us over. We might get like 5 or 6 drops and it's gone.
And the heat has been turned way up.
Way up.
All the little plants on the ground when they're starting to do the wilt.
Yes.
We just need a little 7/10
I'm telling you.
something.
So what's going on with that? What's the problem here? What are the Thad gods say?
You know what? I got 0 for you. We got to get the guru in here with the weather deal because I have been, I've not been on it.
You're my weather chart guy, man. I used to get morning weather updates from you.
It's mellow yellow, but I don't know. Probably it has something to do with like what Crane would say. Tell us that the axis of the Bermuda high is going to jiggle, and when it moves north, we'll get a stream of clouds underneath the high. Whatever he's going to.
I was watching some reports too. It was kind of showing how Hurricane Alley is starting to calm down the last 5-6 years, and they're seeing so much more activity closer to the East Coast along the lower bridge from like Texas, Arkansas, all the way across through North Carolina.
Tornado Alley.
Tornado Alley. Just like it's starting to just really, when they show all the strikes, the patterns.
Yeah.
It's all red in that area where it's starting to orange up and calm down in that Kansas, Oklahoma range.
You mean compared to other years, or
Yeah, like in history, like the last 100 years, I'd say. I was watching a couple clips on that yesterday.
They're bound to have the gnarly weather, especially when a late season cold front comes and it's already feeling like this, and the clash. It's going to happen.
My mother has noticed a huge change up there in Kentucky. Like they've been getting so many more tornadoes coming through where she lives now.
Sometimes
she's been, and it's been like a weather pattern change.
Yeah, it's cycles.
And it could be a 10-year thing because we're only around for how many years, so it's not like we're these wise forever people. It just all we can really base on is our history and knowledge of being around.
And crazy stuff can happen. Well, I'll tell you this. We're in the early part of the hurricane season, and typically a lot of storms right now in the Atlantic might start like in the Caribbean Sea.
Mm-hmm.
Same as late in November when it's chilled waters up here, but it's still hot down there. You get the late ones there. So Caribbean Sea, you keep an eye out. I think they had a spinner off of mainland Mexico, though, on the other side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and big contest where Dave lives, same committee, WSL came.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was, I watched some of the 9-point rides this morning. It was cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. You got but you got a tick list, right? Over there.
I'm letting you're doing this podcast. I'm not giving you any of this stuff over here. This is all my knowledge over here. This is all my no. When it
we got some band stuff, right?
We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. We got a long time here. Okay. We'll get it out eventually. When we talk about this weather stuff, though,
Okay.
like my YouTube algorithm has really tuned into weather stuff lately. And like, but not weather stuff in a micro range right now, like historical weather patterns and like all these crazy like historical events that are like, have you ever heard of the Y-Files? It's a YouTube channel with this guy, and he's got like a little goldfish. I'm going to show you. This Y-Files guy, I'm going to pop it up on my screen here.
I love weather.
Is this guy right here on that second clip right there? That's on Joe Rogan right there.
Okay.
He goes and tackles all these conspiracy theories and all these crazy stories, and he gets all the real information about them.
Yeah.
And he really digs deep on it. Well, part of his little gig is he's got this little setup. I'm going to show you this on the screen so you can kind of see his. So you can kind of see the goldfish setup. It's called Hecklefish.
Yeah.
And he says a lot of raunchy and funny and, sexual things, so it's not like a PG thing like you would think by looking at this. But he like digs deep into these conspiracy theories. And when you watch his videos, it starts off to where he really makes you believe in these theories because he goes and gives you all the facts, right? Or in all the things that support these theories, all the facts that support the theories. But at the end of his show, he kind of breaks down, well, this is what makes everything fall apart. And he gives you the reality. But it still leaves it just a little bit open-ended. And he tells it in such an interesting and a thoughtful way that it gives you a better understanding of that theory or that, event or that, crazy story that somebody just made up. You know what I mean? Like some people about like people time, like he has one where this guy was talking about how this radio host guy from back in the day was interviewing this guy that was time traveling.
I did that.
And the guy was making all these crazy, talking this crazy stuff to where our best scientists were going, it all checks. Everything he's saying can be true. And he made this little mini machine that made something disappear and come back, and this radio host would follow him over the years and over like a 50-year period. But then when it all came back, the guy was kind of made up. Wasn't even real. Or the real guy was alive, but it was like all of the big crazy things that they said happened, were proven wrong. But it kept people's, interest for a long time. So he'll break it down.
So you're saying it's a brain space waster? Is that what you're?
It's totally, yeah. I mean, just like any television show, unless it's giving you a tool to input in real life and better. But obviously, yes, right?
There's that spinner off of mainland Mexico right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So here's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Is he tackles these crazy historical things of like civilizations, like in the Grand Canyon, like there was an Aztec stuff and there's like dug in stuff. And
I know Doug.
And there really is some Dougs over there, dugging out, in the hills. And, but there's military presence there, and they've shown where people hike in a Apache helicopter will come up and get the fuck out of here kind of thing. Like those are obviously, real things all over the country in certain sites that you can, have some kind of interaction like that. So a lot of things go into context. He hits a lot of these weather things, a lot of these weather theories, a lot of, stuff like that as well. And, I don't know, I've been in this algorithm of all this crazy weather phenomenon and, with weather patterns, with Antarctica's ice, with the, currents and down in the Baltic Sea, they might have found like something that could either be a volcanic rock that's forming in this weird bulging way, or they think it has symmetrical aspects to be an Atlantis type of discovery. Not saying it's that, but it's like an underwater civilization that makes you think of water levels, and you look how low the water levels is in the Grand Canyon now. Well, that was carved out by water. You know what I mean? So look how high the water levels were. Well, my mom's house in Kentucky, their lake was all land, like except for some parts, but it's man-made, but it's man-made for flood control. And you have all across the country dams that have been built in America's history, to control water for power, for all these different things. Well, they're breaking a lot of these dams too. They're like saying, okay, this wasn't as effective. It's costing more money to run the damn thing than it would be just let the water go do what it does now. So let's just blow the damn thing up and make all the, environmental people happy.
That's funny.
But it does have a collateral damage to downstream, right?
Damage.
Because people build too close or do this and that. And it's so wild, man. Like humans. We're just like fucking bigger ants.
Life is short.
Yeah, it is.
Get your piece of cheese.
Yeah.
So that's tonight's show, folks. Thanks.
All right. Well, you guys have a good one. Hey, let's get these bands going. What do we got?
Quill.
What's Quill up to?
I just seen it. She's putting out lots of music. And I think she's coming to the studio this summer.
Okay. Heck yeah.
And I believe she's playing Fest in Gainesville.
Okay.
Maybe in October. Don't quote me.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
Kind of the 8 Minute Miles. They got a slightly different lineup. And they've been getting their jam on. I got to hang out with them for a couple. They ran through their set a few times.
Yeah.
But they've had a bunch of cool gigs, and they're going to shoot some video, and they got,
awesome.
Got the heat.
Love it. Love to hear it.
Sam Flack,
love to hear it.
He's writing a bunch of new stuff for the next album, and I chilled with Cody the other day. That's good. Lydia Can't Breathe is on tour right now.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
And you've been working on a lot of ear stuff as well, right?
Yes. This last week, Rudy and I have been Rude Boy.
Yeah.
Working on a mix of this one song. It's cool.
Heck yeah. So you guys are working on an album.
Fixing to clap it shut.
And a lot of heat, a lot of work's been going into that. It's kind of a beautiful thing there.
And thank you.
You guys
Lots
are doing.
of songs lined up behind it as well.
Been loving the Central Florida playlist. Been using it a lot. Been adding a lot of photos to Lamp and Media. And let's always shout out all the bands. Let's get it on any, if you send me a show that they're doing, we'll throw it on lampandmedia.com. Obviously I'm not on the Instagram and all that type of social medias at the time, but I'm sure you're sharing stuff on there and doing all that as well. And it's so cool that that studio's staying busy.
Yeah, it's great.
And love to see that. That's fantastic. My tattoo artist, Jocko, wants to come play with you sometime.
Cool.
And get a little drum action going on with his guitar and a little back and forth. I think he wants to learn some drumming a little bit too, and might be able to
Neat.
Have a little back and forth there. That'd be cool.
It's a perfect time of year to go into an icy cold studio.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
It's mowing the grasses, getting my dad's yard done and mine, and just getting through all that and just having to be able to jump into a swimming pool. Oh man, it's the best. But get the heck inside. It is steaming hot out there.
Yeah, and if you get all weirded out by the heat, get some water on your head, get it on your arms, get it drinking.
You know what I've noticed is within weight loss, you don't sweat as much.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, do you remember me outside of your house as a bigger man? There's a lot of sweat, and it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Good.
Feels good. Journey's doing well, down to 230.
That's great.
Yeah, man. Father's Day was this past weekend.
Hat tip. All fathers.
Yeah, all of them.
Blessings.
I did not talk to many of you on Father's Day. On that Saturday, went over to my dad's and got some yard work done, talked to him a little bit, got a couple gifts over there, some orchids for him. He's really vibing on the orchids, and he's kind of toning down the potted plant game and starting to get them in the ground and bring some of them over here, to do a plant sale here coming up.
He's overflowing.
Yeah, and just the old age, man. He's getting old.
All right.
It's a lot of work keeping those pots, weeded out and
He's got an arm.
repotted and getting all the bags of, soil all the time. And it gets to be a lot, So
It's a lot.
it's starting to tone that down on his end. He's trying to flex on me. You need to get Silas over here and do some yard work, do some digging for me. I'm like, this is the hottest time of year. We could have gotten him in the spring. We could have.
When you do it. Yeah.
You're not going to just throw him to the wolves.
It's got to be super early or super late.
I'm not going to throw him to the wolves just yet, man. Like, I'm just not.
Yeah.
Eventually I will, but I'm kind of slow him in. I'm getting him to mow my yard a couple times first. And you know what I mean? I'm not go over there and help you do some light stuff, but digging holes for you and shit.
And you're right, Florida, you want to be done with all the hubbub by like before May.
I love your pops, but dang it, man.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I need all the rocks out back, or I need more rocks out back to bring. I'm like, I could have done this all months ago. Now it's so hot. And
Chop.
yeah. Kind of I think I get this vibe when my dad does that to me. It's like, it's not a problem. It's normal, stuff for him to be asking me to help him with. And it's fine. I love it. But my grandma Dorothy, his mother, would always have just a list of things for my grandfather to do. And he was never not busy. And I think just in my brain, I'm so busy. I enable myself to be fairly busy, multitasking person that when you slip up and you get behind and then someone's saying, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, you start to get that little overwhelmed feeling, of how am I going to catch up? And I think your parents can trigger you better than others.
Oh, yeah.
On that kind of thing, you know what I mean? It's like a timing thing. Like they always get you when
they know, yeah, it's a reflexive like donkey kick.
yeah.
Oh, there's where it hurts.
It's not a real bad feeling, but it's like, oh shit, damn it. I can bitch at you about this. Yeah. I can't bitch at other people when they
Yeah. What are friends and family for?
I love it. Right. But within saying that, and Father's Day, it was great. We had a little cookout here on Saturday and swimming and everything. And cool. Our friend Larkin cooked for us. And we're over there, and the guys, Javi and Eddie are over there, and they're like, we're going out. It's Father's Day, guys. We're going to go out. And, I don't go out.
Talking about nighttime.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm usually down in bed by 9, 10, at the latest 11, and I'm freaking passing out very quickly if I'm up that late nowadays. And without having the alcohol and the weight on me the same, when I started to drink, it hit me a lot harder the next morning.
Yeah.
At night it was fine. I was laughing my ass off, just great, By that next morning though, waking up, that Father's Day morning, I was like, I'm going to mow the grass early and get the grass out of the way, and I'll just relax the rest of the day.
You got a story?
And I just went drinking with Eddie and Javi. It's not a story. I'm not going to go into detail. It's nothing. There's nothing to really talk about. We just went to a couple bars here in town.
Okay.
And we were out pretty late, and we had a lot of fun. But at the same time, getting home, being here the next morning, my normal 5:30, 6 a.m. wake up, ended up being like a 9:30, 10 wake up to 13 text messages and calls of Happy Father's Day, and it took me probably till 1 o'clock to respond to the first one. I was up chucking, like my stomach did not enjoy that alcohol at all, and I was cursing alcohol pretty much the whole next day over there and on that couch. All right. Watching TV and sleeping and recovering. And finally Monday morning on my way to work, I was kind of starting to become myself again, and, not doing that anymore. Yeah. Man, I'm too old. I can't, we don't have the body, I don't know how old people are drunks. I don't know how they do it.
You can party real hard when you're young, but if you want to keep the tornado going, the alcohol don't work for me.
No. Some red wine and get like a little bit of a buzz,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I enjoy that actually. You know what I mean? But not to a point where you're drunk. You know what I mean? When I get to the point, like we were doing shots too, like picklebacks. Did a shot of Patron. You know, and you know what a pickleback is, right? It's like Jameson whiskey with dill pickle juice to chase it.
I got some dill right here.
And that dill pickle juice, you know, it's good for you. It's got the electrolytes, and that strong flavor takes the whiskey bite completely out of it. And you go, man, that was freaking good. I could do another one of those. So three of those later.
Okay.
So I just, you know, tied one on a little too hard and
All right.
paying the price.
Well, I wish I could have worked with you the next morning.
Oh man, you would have too. If we had like a bunch of a podcast to do, or I had a bunch of yard work to do, and I went and did that, man, you'd be giving it to me right now. You're like, come on, get over here. Come on.
Go dig some stumps up.
Yeah, no way, man. No way.
Did we mention your trip?
We did go up to that weekend there before Father's Day. We went up to Climax, Georgia. Wiggum, Georgia, Cairo. It's that little area up there. It's about 30 miles north of Tallahassee. It's a friend of ours' property, and just go up to the cabin and shoot some guns and a little bit of fishing. Didn't really, you know, caught a few things, but nothing worth bragging about. But the experience and the time and the fun driving up. We went up. It was Allie's boyfriend Zach's birthday. And so we got to, you know, go up to hit the butcher shop at Jones Meats there on Saturday morning and talk to every time I'm in there, it's the same people, you know, they're all family probably or close friends that live next door to each other or whatever. They own this butcher shop. And they're starting to see my face now and kind of recognize me now because I used to go 3 or 4 times a year, and I haven't gone much up the last couple of years. Maybe once or twice, and getting back up there again was really, it's hot as can be up there right now. The gnats is a whole nother ball game of annoying. Like you don't stay outside in Florida long.
Talking about the
or in Georgia, in southern Georgia.
The no-see-ums or some kind of gnat.
A kind of little gnat.
Like a little black fly deal.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Yes. And they're all over your
Breathe
face.
them in.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And they're thick. And there's this rosemary oils, and there's these little things that people do up there. The Skin So Soft works fairly well, but it only works for a little while. And in the morning, it's not too bad. And at night, when it gets late, they go away. But all day long, in the middle of the day, you are dealing with gnat crazy hell.
Okay.
But the butcher shop's out in the middle of nowhere. We get there. I probably spent $600. I got some bacon for you to take home, by the way, out in the freezer with a rind on it. Right. Oh my gosh, it's the best bacon ever. And I got some pork chops in there, cool. Smoked chops for eating one night. We got 6 ribeyes. They were like, I'd say 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick, for everybody there. And they have these frozen loaded baked potatoes that you just thaw them out, bake them in the oven, and they're the best tasting freaking loaded baked potato you'll ever have. Some company up there makes them.
I love potatoes.
Oh my gosh.
Potatoes, twice baked.
Oh yes.
Baked.
Oh yes. And got some beef jerky, some pork rinds for the dogs, and you know, for us.
The fried ones.
Oh yeah, but the real ones from the cow. So you can still see the hair on them and shit on some of them. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
And they're in these big old, like 55-gallon drums, and they roll them out and open it, and you just go in there and get as many as you want, and you eat them. Like they have that soft part on them, like the meat, the fat that's fried into it, you know?
Yeah.
And the dogs love them, you know, but I always will buy like a big old, like, you know, brown paper bag full of them every time I go. Pass them out to people to eat, give them to the dogs. I might have some left in there if I do have to try one.
They're sinfully good.
Oh my God, are they good? It's dangerous because it's bad for your stomach. Really, it gives you all that acid. You know,
it looks like what it.
God, dude, it's the best thing ever.
So that place is like a hub around there, and you got to get there early, and they shut her down early.
Yeah, I mean they're open. They were open Saturday, I think. Closed Sunday. I think they're open to like noon every day. So we were waking up early, fishing for like an hour and a half. Get off the boat. Let's get up to the butcher shop before they close. Come home, enjoy the rest of your day. Get inside. We ended up staying inside, watching movies and stuff, and then when it got darker, put a fire outside and grilled out our steaks and stuff. I got hit by a couple of yellow jackets up there that kicked my ass.
Anybody film it?
I got one in the eye, so all the way home from Georgia, right on my eyelid on the bottom part, I got stung, and so my whole lower part of my eye was swollen, almost the whole ride home, like the whole ride home. Was fine by the next morning, but it got me.
You're
and
not
then another
allergic.
one in the back of I'm allergic to some bees.
Because there's a new needle ant in Florida. That side note, I've seen it on the news, and it for people that are sensitive, maybe like they could get lit up. But yeah,
like ants will bite me and it's fine. Like the yellow jacket, it hurts, but I'm not allergic to the yellow jackets.
same.
Some wasp. I've been stung by a paper wasp.
Oh, they light you up.
And they'll make my face
you look
swell.
like a Klingon.
Yeah, I got to take Benadryl
Mummy.
with them. Yeah.
Yep.
But
Ew.
but it was just a great trip all the way around, all the way up, all the way back. Just fun.
It looks
A lot of
cool.
laughter. Lori, it was me, Lori.
On the water.
So it was Allie, Lori, Silas, Zach, and I, all the way up in one truck, and dude, just the best time all around. More laughs, not one argument, not one disagreement, not one kid fight. It was that awesome. So I was just super thankful.
Did it rain?
A little bit the first night. It was supposed to rain every day, like a lot. And the storms came. They were over your head, but they didn't. No water fell. So we skated them. On the way back, it might have rained a little bit on the way back. But that was a great time.
Cool.
So why don't we take a little break? I really want to talk about the Orlando Magic.
Cool.
And then we have one more big one is the Israel-Iran thing. I'd kind of like to just, I've been watching a little bit of that the last couple of days, and I'd like to hear what you think about it.
Cool.
Let's do some Flagman. Gotcha! I'm usually the one that forgets shit.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, hello.
Who is this?
Yeah, I want to know who this is right now.
Who the hell are you?
Let me ask you a question. Why are you calling my girlfriend in the middle of the night?
I think you got the wrong number, buddy.
Don't make excuses, boy. You tell me who you are.
Let me tell you something.
Don't deny it, boy.
I'm a 70-year-old man.
You better tell me
I
the
don't
truth
call
right now.
women in the middle of the night.
Don't even know what I'm talking
And if
about.
you
I am
fuck
so
with
angry
me,
right now.
I
You
will
are getting
kill
me
you.
frustrated.
Come get me, boy. Come get me,
Stop
fuck boy.
yapping and listen. How long
And
has
I
it
will
been going
kill
on between
you.
and
I'm
her?
a fucking Marine.
Oh, really?
And I'm a fucking 5th degree black belt, and I will kill you.
You be knowing
fuck
what's
are
going
you,
on,
you
no
fucking
doubt.
little piece of shit fucking scumbag, call me like this shit? I'll fucking kill you, motherfucker. You ain't never meant nothing.
We are back from break. We're back from break. We're back from break.
We're back.
From break. And then I got a text. Let me read this real quick. It's the electrician guy.
I saw the hot spray truck on the way over here.
I got a job first thing in the morning, so definitely tomorrow afternoon. Definitely can get your dryer going. I'll call in 30 minutes ahead of time. Thank you for your patience. 10-4. Appreciate it.
Scott's in a meditative mode.
I'm just responding to a text real quick. I will cut all this out so we will not have to hear any of this.
That's bullshit, man.
Yep. But we are back from break, and as we are back from break, I would like to talk about the Orlando Magic. Thad is looking at me in a very funny, weird way. What is going on over here?
I'm just laughing.
I know.
No one here. You got the...
Yeah, we got Orlando Magic trade to happen on Father's Day. So I wake up in my hungover state.
All right.
And I see text messages from my friends. Hey, the Orlando Magic just traded 4 first-round picks, Cole Anthony and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for one player from the Memphis Grizzlies by the name of Desmond Bane. And Desmond Bane is this, like, he's got kind of shorter arms. He's not the prototypical Orlando Magic type of player with long arms and height, you know. But this guy is a lethal. He's probably one of the best shooters in the league. He's like a career about 40% 3-point shooter, and has like a 60% a shooting percentage efficiency, which is just way elite, high end in so many ways. Yeah, I could say. Well, I think what is it? 19, 6 and 5, 19.6 rebounds, 5 assists a game last year. He even had to take like John Morant's their point guard. So when he goes down, Desmond Bane kind of comes in and takes over that lead role, and he's really grown within that. Well, that's one thing that the Orlando Magic really need help with is getting the ball up the court. I feel like they don't need to have Paolo and Franz bringing the ball up the court because they're our stars, our studs. They need to get the ball in the best spots so they can make their offensive moves, you know, and they need to have spacing so they can shoot and pass in space and have opportunities. And Desmond Bane creates that because you do not, if you're guarding him, you do not leave him open. He will score on you. And the Magic need a player like that. So we gave up a lot of our draft picks and a lot of our, you know, a couple players, you know, shout out to Cole Anthony. I always loved him, having him on the team. That's Greg Anthony's old NBA player's son, you know, and he came in and gave us a lot of energy. Had a couple, I think he had a 50-point night one time, and he can really score, but his defense is very much, you know, lacking. And so he's going to go to Memphis. So I love the trade. A lot of people, you know, were kind of shocked by it at first, but I think as it's happening, it just really looks like the Orlando Magic are taking the next step to really be in the mix when it comes to the playoffs and getting a chance to get to that finals. You know what I mean? Like
Rare combination.
The Magic, since we had Shaq and Penny back in the day, for some context, we had the Dwight Howard, Stan Van Gundy, Rashard Lewis, Hedo Turkoglu team, you know, and then the next year was the Vince Carter team without Turkoglu to make us better, but we only made it to the Eastern Conference Finals and we didn't get to the finals again. So then that didn't work. And then we tried to bring Hedo Turkoglu back and that didn't work. you know, because it wasn't the same. Then coaches and players and everything got blown up. And then we've, since that time, 2010, something like that, we've been terrible. We've been one of the worst teams in the league for 10 plus years, you know, just bottom of the barrel, man. Made the playoffs maybe once or twice, and just nothing that can really be talked about. So, about 3 or 4 years ago, when Jeff Weltman and them came on board, they came from the Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks, who really just won a championship, and they drafted that Giannis, the Greek freak guy that plays up there. So, you know, they kind of have some respect in the league and everything. And, you know, it was time for shit to happen. Last year, beginning of last year, I was talking very highly of the Magic, and it kind of just came out mediocre, just a little over 500, and, you know, didn't make any noise in the playoffs. You know, they just got ousted in the first round pretty quickly, and it sucked, you know, and, to see us go all in with another score like this just shows, you know, our fans that we're ready to rock. And I think this guy's going to come in, and he's like a fierce competitor. And I really look forward to seeing this team together.
And when might that happen for you?
Well, they're having the finals right now. There's one more game, three more games tops, I think, in the finals, with Indiana and OKC. So once that's over, then you know, a few weeks later they do the NBA draft. Then a couple months of off season, you know, and coming up into the falls when the training, you know, will start and games will start happening. So we're just still in the NBA season prior. So this trade is just the first one, but it's a big one, you know.
Neat.
So yeah, we've been talking about it for days now, you know, since Sunday, so a few days now at work. It's just like the topic that keeps coming up about this trade, because it's kind of shocking. You know, we're spending so much money, that means our ownership is really invested into our winning right now. So that's kind of a good thing to see from a small market team.
Okay.
So they really want to see Orlando get a championship, and we have a team, man. We can make some noise now.
Cool.
Yeah, we can make some noise now. So that was really cool. And then
that was a cool breakdown.
Cool. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Israel and Iran are going at it.
Yep.
In your history and knowledge, why are so many people so scared to go to war with Iran?
Off the cuff, right
Because
here.
they had a Revolutionary Guard in 1979. Or they had a revolution in 1979, and whoever was the strongest of that, you know, war or of that revolution took power, and they've kept power ever since, right?
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Like,
I don't even know. I'm even just throwing it out there.
I mean,
yeah.
From just like, I don't know what this is, but like, you can go to Chile or Brazil or Mexico. You know, there's hot spots everywhere, but, you know, Canada, America, and lots of places. But, you know, there's those countries where it's like dicey.
Yeah.
You know, and what's that mean?
I've went and watched some videos of Iran.
Yeah.
And you know how on YouTube they have these guys that will travel to other countries and from America or from Australia or they're just a YouTuber, an influencer.
Yeah.
This one kid, he lives in Australia, and he goes to places of high risk and goes amongst the people and travels.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
And I'm just, you know, giving you a story of something that I've seen. And this guy goes through Iran, and, you know, like the conversion of, you know, American dollars and Australian money went a long way in Iran, a long way in the public. So like $10 is probably $1,000. I'm totally making this number up, and it has no basis of science to it. But when the guy had, you know, $5-10, he's like, I can't believe how much money this is to this person. You know what I mean? So the exchange value of money was intensely different. The people were extremely friendly. Super nice. If he didn't speak any, of their language, and he had a Google Translator thing, and they would be, instead of getting annoyed with him over not understanding, they would sit and work with him slowly to help him. And it was so interesting just to see how friendly, and he looked more American to me. His accent might have been a little Australian, but you would, from the media that you get from living in America, you're a lot more fearful than the reality. At least I am, in public opinion,
but
it is.
They're shooting missiles and stuff at each other over the other countries.
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
And, Iran is like, since, I was a kid, that name has been put in my head in a negative way, just like Russia and China. Iran's the other one. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I dislike them in any way. I don't know anybody. I learned chess from an Iranian guy named Hassan in a basement in Louisville, Kentucky, who was a car salesman. He was friends with my stepdad. And I remember eating the food. It was so different. I was like 10, 11 years old, and he taught me how to play chess, and I became really good at chess because of him. I had so much fun at that house. I have very high memories of anybody that, you know what I mean? So I'm not coming at this topic from any direction of opinion of who these people are, but I am kind of trying to bring up, the perception that has been, in around me in my growing up life. And when I'm talking to you about this right now, I'm getting like, you're almost like scared to talk about it. I don't know. You're giving me some weird vibes right now, man.
Okay.
Like you're giving me some I don't know what to think right now.
And then a moment of silence.
Yeah.
So what was the question?
I guess I'm just bringing up the topic that they're going to war, like you just said, and they're throwing bombs at each other. And I'm throwing some context behind my knowledge of them as a country right now. So is there a discussion even worth having with this right now? Or
you kind of said that there's warm-hearted people the whole world over.
Mm-hmm.
And we both know that there's some squeezy zones where shit is ugly, a lot of people doing ugly things, and it's the yin and yang with all the warmth and all that, and it's tornadoes and all that. So I don't know how to unravel the riddle, but I felt the vibe when I thought about the not killing hate with hate.
Oh yeah, total. But
Vibes.
I mean, the reality of it is that when you get on the internet and you look on the news, or if you go onto a podcast, or if you aren't interacting with just a person yourself, you know what I'm saying? There's this weird energy just across all bounds. It's like a trust issue that everybody has. You have an internal strife in America. You have, senators getting murdered. You have senators' husbands, who trade stocks, get beat up in their own home by, and it's realities. These are really, really happening. You have, people being separated from families around here, and whether it's the right or wrong thing, you know what I'm saying, is I'm not even in that debate. But it is happening. You know what I mean? These crazy things are happening. Like I have, strawberries and cherries that I'm picking up in Washington, California right now. And those, I've had loads since last Friday waiting to get picked up. And there's nobody in the fields to pick any other product. And this is coming from, high end, strawberry, shippers, bosses having to call, their customers and us and saying, we'll get them to you, but we only have like 5 workers when we're supposed to have, 35. So I can only load maybe 5 semi trucks a day instead of 30 semi trucks a day. Or
it's peaking right now.
And right now is the peak season.
And you got to pick them.
And there's I wouldn't say riot. I'm not going to label anything. There's disturbances in California, in LA from protester standpoints, and then from ICE agent standpoints. Here you have, and what I'm not even trying to say anything. I'm just saying that these instances are occurring right now. So people are just either talking about it or on edge, or it's in their brain of knowledge that this stuff is happening. You have Iran popping off. You got Ukraine and Russia's been popping off forever. The Indo-Pacific right now with China and Japan and Taiwan. Like China's trying to build freaking islands in the middle of the freaking China Sea, so they can build bases on it, military bases on it, so they can protect that water. And then those military bases are falling apart like real fast. So then they're giving up on that, and then the other things are happening. It's crazy. Like you have trade battles and wars going on. It's a very tense time.
It is. But at the same time, maybe you think back to any time like maybe Rome at its peak.
Yeah.
Same stuff.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh, yeah.
Because
history repeats itself with us for some reason. We don't learn from our mistakes in the way that I feel we should. And there's societies of historical, unearthing that needs to happen to prove this. And it will happen. And we're all going to get wiped out eventually. The axis of magnetism is already freaking going crazy on the earth right now about flipping axis and what mega water storm freaking, thing that's going to do. Just like over Africa in the desert, they have all those ripples, that's all wind and everything too. But a lot of that was created by the water receding and stuff. And it created a lot of the way that Earth's land is constructed. It's water that did that. So when you think about that in the Noah's Ark and all the stories, you know what I mean? It's wild.
Now, having said all that, do you know what a zonkel is?
Don't look at me like that when you say that.
Okay.
What is that? What is it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, nobody knows.
Well, that's what they call a man with no face and no nose. Nobody knows.
Of that we can be certain.
Yes. The best thing to do is not to look on the internet or watch TV and just live your life and go about your day. That's really the only healthy thing that can be advised in all of this, but it's hard sometimes because, when you're in society, you're talking to people, you're around people, you have other people talking about these things. It's hard not to, to be on the internet, to not look at a couple things, every day, or get a news story texted to you from a friend, you know what I mean? And you try hard not to click on all of them because you don't want to get intertwined. And, me being off social media, I don't even see that much, but even on YouTube or on basic TV, it's on every podcast. It's on a lot of media is talking about all this stuff right now. And, there's many other times in history where we can say a lot of different things were going on. I think about it in the essence of, my son is 13. They're talking about a lot of these wars starting in the Indo-Pacific by 2030. We're 2025 right now. So, you know what I'm saying? That's draft age, and that's something that parents did not want to see happen to their children in the 60s. And, when you come back and look at the why we were theirs, a lot of it was posturing and not even, beneficial in the right ways. And some of it was, you know what I mean? And there was a lot of carnage to happen. A lot of evil things came out of that. Like in a lot of these islands in Taiwan and, in all of, the Philippines, there's islands that are full of those cluster bombs, things. And farmers step on them when they're tilling, or their tiller hits it and explodes and rips an arm off. And you have a whole country that even in 2024, they have to scan all the time their lands for these, post-war, things. And so you hear everything that's going on with Israel, and you hear everything that's going on with, you know, the Palestinians, and you hear, you know, we all know this Netanyahu guy, you know, he's a very powerful figure in Israel, and he's got a lot of heat on him. So he's got to keep this war pressure going because it's keeping him in that power position. And there's other aspects that I don't understand and know. So I'm not even saying whether that's a good or bad thing. But, and I understand, I don't think anybody should have nuclear weapons. I don't think we should. I don't think anybody on this continent, you know, on this planet should have a nuclear weapon to hurt each other with. You know what I mean? Like, we've already seen the repercussions of these nuclear weapons. We've seen the repercussions of handling nuclear material wrongly. You know what I mean? Like, we have to be the ones to overcome this, and humanity is not going to. Where everybody's worries about themselves more than they worry about their common person. And the persons that act and say, I'm here for the people the most, are usually the ones that aren't, you know, and they usually show that in long-term instances, because there's psychiatric mind games of, it takes a certain type of a person to want to be in charge of millions of people. You know what I'm saying? And with that comes a lot of pressure. And, you know, Marcus Aurelius and all these guys talk about that extensively with their meditation books. And, you know, there's a lot of knowledge out there. And I feel like our Gen X and younger age people, they have a much more balanced understanding of being cool to each other and different people than our generation did, just like our generation's parents did. And, you know, there's that, you know, desensitized. So I feel like everything's getting really bad, and maybe it teeters off and gets dangerously bad, or maybe enough good, you know, the Care Bears, hopefully that Care Bear stare can overcome that bad, you know, part and bring us to better, because we're always living in better times. Like, times are always, you know, progressing, but there's stages of regression, and then there's catastrophes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like cataclysms come us together.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But hopefully that's, you know, I mean, yeah, it's hot.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's sad to see, but I just always wondered, because like back when in the was it the 90s or 80s when Bush was, when the I think it was the 90s, the Iraqi war, to save Kuwait and all that stuff, and a lot of that bred up our Bin Ladens, and like we were partnering with little factions and giving them weapons that kind of backfired on us, and then a lot of bad, weird stuff happened over there, and we burned a lot of bridges ourselves when we went over there and did things the way we did them. So there's a lot of distrust from them to us, but then our propaganda to us is don't trust them. So it's hard to understand the reality and the truthfulness of all of this stuff, you know, but man, that Middle East, it's very scary. And I would never, ever wish upon all these people what they deal with, man.
Yep.
Like, just never. Like living in holes and digging tunnels, you know what I mean? And living in mountains and getting bunker bombed and planning to hurt a whole bunch of people from another land, and, you know, all this trust. Like, when does the trust break down? Can people sit down and finally go, let's fucking stop this cycle? Like, who's powerful enough for that? You know, who's that powerful person?
The Almighty.
Yeah. It's that cataclysm. It's that wiping and cleansing of the earth.
Hopefully not for a minute.
And then it turns into little fear factors. Like when you watch you see all the TV shows these post-apocalyptic, you know, worlds and how people treat each other and act. And there's beautifulness, but then there's savagery, you know.
And we got a lot of guns in the Southeast.
Yeah.
In the East America.
Yeah, we do. A lot.
The purge.
I mean, that's what they say. That's why, you know, what was that quote from like a Iwo Jima or some guy about a gun behind every blade of grass in America?
Pretend I remember that.
Something along that nature. Yeah, man, heart goes out to all of you people out there, man, with all that. Because there's from my understanding is from 1979, which is the year I was born, was that revolution in Iran. That prior to that, I'm not saying things were better as far as a government standpoint, but the people seemed like they had a lot more freedoms and were very happy and robust people, and they're beautiful people, and they have like beautiful cultures and beautiful foods and a lot of good things. And then, it seems like in the Middle East, a lot of things are like families and militias and like little groups of people that form the power, and the power is just the power. Like whoever's the strongest wins, it's not like a good and evil type of infrastructure that's built where, there's checks and balances. Like we try to at least have, in here with a lot of faults, but it would be interesting to see a partnering country and a friendly country in Iran, and man, Israel, I'd love to see them a little more chill.
In any country, our own included, we want to see the downtrodden.
Man, please, on our end, big time. We put so much, into our military and so little into our infrastructure, and at some point we need to figure out which one of those is more important.
I can get that done by Thursday at the earliest.
Yeah.
But
could you solve that by the next episode?
It's kind of being optimistic, but maybe.
So what else is going on? You got anything going on this coming weekend?
I'll be in the studio, in the studio and doing some...
Are you still doing that hot yoga Pilates class?
Negative.
No?
I'm doing the nunchaka.
Okay.
Yeah.
The nunchaka?
Yep. They grow you a pair of hands on your feet like a chimpanzee. And
Yeah.
you doing the quad.
How the crows? You seeing crows?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm seeing crows.
I think the mating season peaked in April, but
Oh, yeah?
they're still around.
A lot of lizards out there mating right now.
Lizards. Did we talk about them last time? The big ones that are coming up, and now they're...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen the big red-tailed one in Titusville. Have you?
Not the big fat ones,
Seen one in Melbourne.
but I have seen them in Melbourne.
I seen.
And I saw them in Cocoa Beach.
I saw a weird one where we had the Eco
I
Fest.
saw them in Cocoa Beach at Ron John's.
What's that river? Taylor Park.
Uh-huh.
I seen one there.
Mm.
But you know what? Somebody told me, somebody that's out on the Cape. I don't know if it's Frank or Alex Robertson or Clint. Told me the weird lizards are out there now. New things because he grew here.
Iguanas have got to be getting up here too, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be like if they get some winters that have a little bit of cold to them, then the cold-hearted ones will make it. But if we get like 10 years of warm winters and then we get the stinger, they'll get reset.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But we got the brown anole or the regular anole and the Cuban brown here.
Yep.
But we're fixing to get more.
I want to tell you, I probably have, I'd say, a distinct 4 or 5 different species out back, of not just the
two.
You have your gecko.
Oh yeah, the nighttime walk on the wall.
Yeah, and I got 2 or 3 of those types out there.
Indo-Pacific gecko, maybe.
Yeah, something. They are amazing, and I'm telling you, I want to get a bat house
They
out back
eat
too,
some stuff.
because they do. I want to get a bat house out back. I heard that they do a hell of a job controlling gardens and bugs and stuff with a bat house. Like they say, one bat house can help like an acre, like like a 15 or 20% improvement of bug density.
So I'm going to see a bat house here.
I think they were like $50 on Amazon. So I was thinking eventually to throw one on that big oak tree out back, hammer one on there. And I see bats outside all the time when I'm in the pool at night. You'll see them, flying above my head. There's like half a dozen of them around here.
Yep, they're cool.
And then the owls are everywhere too, and the hawks.
Have you seen any squirrels with the botflies on them? Because I have.
I have not, but that scares me.
Have you seen that? That's why.
Well, botflies scare me.
Don't eat the squirrel meat in the summer, right?
Like, are you eating squirrel meat?
No, hell no.
I would, and I think I have before, but
It looks like a Michelin man with no arms and legs when it backs out of a freshly killed thing, and these squirrels walk around with these big, like, cigarette butt size, like, beehives under their skin with this parasite in them.
Yeah.
And they look so gnarly.
Well, you've seen the botfly videos with humans that get a botfly in their back and then they squeeze out the pus out of it.
Or someone rips a snorkel off of
Like
one.
millions of people will watch those videos.
Not me.
It's gross.
Yep.
Well, my ear, I'm going to take this off real quick. My ear. See how this one's kind of like normal right here? On this one right here, there's a little bit of a puffiness right there. And
Is this Saturday night?
it was this, I noticed this like about a week ago or so. And I was kind of worried, but I noticed I do know I grabbed, it's like a tick of mine. I'll take my ear and my hands, so the oil on my hands will probably get onto that part of, and they say like it can get clogged, the duct can get clogged and it can build up.
All right.
It's like called a cyst of some kind.
Okay.
I wanted to pop the damn thing, but they say don't.
Right.
I got some salve that you can put on it and it'll draw.
Slowly just
It
chill.
draws it out, but I've noticed I've been spraying alcohol on it
Yeah.
every night and it's slowly getting smaller. It's like half the size that it was now than it was.
Does it hurt or it?
Yeah, it kind of hurts,
does.
but it gives you that like, it gave me that botfly vibe because I was looking for that spot in the back of my ear that I could just feel the difference. So I could just squeeze it and squeeze the pus out and shoot it all over on somebody.
Your donkey kick.
Yeah.
When it's, yeah. It's reflex.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Anyway, I think we can call this an episode.
It's good in the neighborhood.
Very much so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, likewise.
Yep. We'll catch up. Until next time.
Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more, saying you're gonna be alright. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more, saying you're gonna be alright.
Dude, that's just killer. Oh, dude, that was awesome.